Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship at Stony Brook. My name is Maureen Shaiman, and I am happy to be working with Ellen Bartley this morning for our annual hymn sing. If you want to start looking for your favorite hymns, page 682 is the index of hymns in the gray hymnal, and the teal hymnal has a clear table of contents at the beginning. We are very grateful for the talents of Bethany Riddle, one of our volunteer pianists who can play anything, and to Peter Winkler and Dee Dee Cook, who will help present the Time for All Ages story. Thanks also to our tech team, Linda Cortese, Rob Pond, and Rich Hall. Deborah Little is our Director of Religious Education, who will be happy to speak with you about our religious education program during coffee hour following the service. So I invite you to be looking at the hymnal right down on the index card on your chair. We were going to do this during the meditation, but everything's been upended at the last second. So think about your choice for the one hymn that you would most like to hear this morning, preferably with its number, which we will collect during the story, and choose at random out of the basket. If you are online, please write your one request in the chat. So if you have a list, I'm only going to be looking at the top one. I welcome you wherever you may be this morning, whether here in our sanctuary or attending virtually. We are one congregation worshiping together, so let's all wave to the folks at home through this camera over here. During the hymn sing, you at home can go to the link in the chat for farfringe.com and type the name or the number of the hymn into the search to bring up the lyrics to any of our hymns. So this is a little hack for you if you didn't know this. There's a UU minister who has not only put the lyrics to every single one of our hymns online, but she has then written a little thing about it. A very special welcome to those of you who are here with us for the first or second time. We are so glad you are with us and look forward to getting to know you. If you're comfortable, please raise your hand so we can greet you personally after the service. Welcome, welcome. We are a congregation of seekers who have come from a variety of faith traditions, and we welcome those of all ages, abilities, and identities who are searching for a spiritual home. Please plan to join us after the service for coffee and conversation. For those who are with us online, if you sign off after the service and return to our website, you will find the link for joining our small group chats. Whether here or online, you will find some friendly folks who can answer any questions you may have. Instead of the usual lighting of candles for joys and sorrows, today we continue to honor the tradition of the Great South Bay congregation who has joined with us, and we will drop pebbles into the water. At any time during the service, please feel free to come forward and place a pebble in the water. A kind word or a thoughtful act, like a pebble dropped in water, sends ripples out into the world. Should you wish to make a promise or let go of one, remember someone, release a bit of pain, or otherwise mark some important event or occasion, please step to the table and quietly send your thoughts outward as you drop a pebble into the water, mingling the ripples of your intention with the ripples of those of other people in our community. If you would like one of the poinsettias, or poinsettias, as my dad said, that have graced our sanctuary through the holiday season, please come up after the service and take it home with you today. Please silence your cell phones and let us now enter the sacred space of worship with the sounding of the morning bell.
Peter and Dee Dee will light our chalice this morning as I read the chalice lighting words by Morning Singer. chalice is the container, the space where musicians and listeners gather. The oil is the fuel, the hours of practice, and the life experiences of everyone in the room. The wick is the instruments and the vocal cords which the music will flow. And the flame is the music which created, as if by magic, when the instruments are lifted, the breath is inhaled, and the downbeat is nodded. May this flame ignite the music within us all. Please rise and body your spirit to sing our first traditional hymn-sing hymn, Come Sing a Song With Me, number 346 in the gray hymnal, number 346.
Two verses, right. Two verses only. We're going to keep most to two verses so we can get a lot more in.
We often say in our welcoming words that our services really do vary from week to week, both in content and in style. Last week, we had our annual poetry service, and today is another favorite tradition, a hymn sing. This is a chance for us to sing and hear our favorite hymns and maybe learn some new ones. Our opening words this morning come from Pete Seeger in a June 2010 broadcast of American Masters on PBS. Once upon a time, wasn't singing part of everyday life as much as talking, physical exercise, and religion? Our distant ancestors, wherever they were in the world, sang songs while pounding grain, paddling canoes, or walking on long journeys. Can we begin to make our lives once more all about peace? Finding the right song and singing it over and over is a great way to start. And when one person taps out a beat while another leads into the melody, and when 2 or 3 people discover a new harmony they never knew existed, or a crowd joins in on a chorus as though to raise the ceiling a few feet higher, then they also know there is hope for the world.
Our story for all ages this morning is Mole Music by David MacPhail, which has been adapted by Peter Winkler and Dee Dee Cook. We are mixing up the order of service here. Mole lived all alone underground. He spent his days digging tunnels. At night, he ate his supper in front of the TV and then went to bed. Above his burrow, a little sapling began to grow. Mole liked his life, but lately he had begun to feel there was something missing. One night on the television, a man played the violin. He made the most beautiful music Mole had ever heard. I want to make beautiful music too, Mole said to himself. So the next day, he sent away for a violin of his own. Every day, Mole checked his mailbox. No violin. Finally, after 3 weeks, it arrived. Mole was so excited. He picked up the violin and drew the bow across the strings, but instead of beautiful music, all he made was a horrible screeching sound. Mole tried again. The violin still screeched, but not quite so horribly. The little sapling above his burrow drooped and shed 3 of its leaves. Mole kept at it. After about a week, he could play 1 note. Then 2. And before a month went by, he could play an entire scale. Mole continued to practice. He learned to put the notes together in a simple song. The sapling stood up straight and grew 3 inches. Years went by. Mole got better and better. The sapling, nourished by the music, became a full-grown tree. He was happier than he'd ever been. During the day, as he dug tunnels, Mole hummed the music he would play at night. Now Mole played even better than the man he'd seen on TV so long ago. Sometimes he wondered what it would be like to play his music for people. What Mole didn't know was that people were gathering around the tree above his burrow to listen to his music. He imagined himself playing before a huge audience. He imagined that he played before presidents and queens. He even imagined that his music could reach into people's hearts and melt away their anger and sadness. But above Mole's burrow, two armies were preparing for battle. The tree stood at the center of the battlefield. Unaware of what was happening above him, Mole thought, "Why, maybe my music could even change the world." The two armies rushed toward each other, swords and spears drawn, but as they neared the tree, they heard Mole's music. The armies stopped. The soldiers dropped their swords. They began to smile at one another and shake hands. Mole laughed to himself. "How silly I am," he thought, "imagining that my music could change the world when no one has ever even heard it." Mole played one more song, then put down his violin and went to sleep and dreamed beautiful, peaceful dreams. Thank you, Peter and Dee Dee. Let us now please sing the children to their classrooms with the Reed Children's Benediction, which is printed on the inside back cover of any hymnal. And the children may go back toward their classrooms. Our meditation words are by Joel Tishkin. The ancient Greek philosopher Pythagoras taught that the universe was composed entirely of numbers, and numbers corresponded to music. So the entire universe, all of reality, including us, was composed of numbers and music. The 7 planets of the ancient world each resonated a frequency outward into the universe. Their music was not something we heard audibly, but their cosmic vibration, their resonance, could impact us, as all music could. Pythagoreans believed that music purified and nourished our souls, keeping us spiritually healthy in the same way exercise and nutrition does for our body. In this time of meditation, I invite you to contemplate, what music do you need to purify or nourish your soul right now? Do you need a peppy tune to make you smile and dance? Perhaps you need a love ballad to help you celebrate a love in your life. Or do you need a sad song to speak about a loss in your life? Maybe a dirge to help you grieve and mourn. Do you need a happy song to help you celebrate an aspect of your life? Do you need a cacophony of noise to rattle you into a new awareness? or a calm lullaby to bring you peace and serenity. As we enter into the silence, I invite you to consider the song that is speaking to you at this moment. Imagine it is resonating within you, but also outward in all directions, bringing your resonance to those next to you, then the people next to them, outward until it fills the room, connecting you with everyone else, communicating where you are today. After the silence, Bethany will lead us into number 123, Spirit of Life. If you're not familiar with it, you may want to have your gray hymnal open on your lap.
Please remain seated as we sing the hymns. Our first hymn will be number 20, Be Thou My Vision. And again, we'll just stick to singing 2 verses so we can get more hymns in.
Next, in the teal hymnal 1007, There's a river flowing in my soul. Again, 2 verses. Still in the Teal hymnal, number 1059, May Your Life Be as a Song. It's a little short thing, so we'll sing it through twice. Pretty. I don't recognize that one. 134 in the gray. Our world is one world. 2 verses. 134. .348 in the gray. Guide my feet while I run this race. 348, 2 verses. 311 in the gray, let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you? Two verses of this favorite. 311. One more before a little break. 352, find a stillness. 352 in the gray.
Our offertory hymn is going to be number 38, Morning Has Broken, and because this is offertory, we will sing all the verses on this one. It is our spiritual practice to share our offering with an organization working for a more just future. For the month of January, the social justice recipient is the Brookhaven branch of the NAACP. Their mission is to secure the political, educational, social, and economic equality of rights in order to eliminate race-based discrimination and ensure the health and well-being of all persons. The NAACP's work for the 21st century focuses on economic sustainability, education, health, public safety, criminal justice, voting rights, and political representation, as well as expanding youth and young adult engagement. They also seek to redress, legal redress for incidences of discrimination. As you know, dismantling racism is a key focus for Unitarian Universalism, and so we ask you to please give generously. You may make your gifts in the plate or online. For those online, the link to donate is in the chat box. The offering will now be gratefully received as we remain seated and sing hymn number 38.
Not kidding, I drew that one first and I saved it for the offertory, one of my favorites. Next. This is by Twyla M. Hansen. As if you needed one, as if you could help it, for no good reason, a tune out of nowhere pops into your head when you least expect, riffs effortlessly in the folds of your cerebrum, your own private jukebox, your own personal music device on random minus the earbuds. You know what I'm talking about. Drumming itself up to keep you company. Hear a little Janis Joplin while you vacuum cat hair. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? There, a John Denver line as you peel potatoes at the sink. You fill up my senses. How can others not hear it, this frequent, odd gift? Sometimes you forget and blurt the words to the chorus, which, after all, is all you can remember. Those take me home country roads, that feeling good was good enough for me. Even conjuring the gas station in Colorado back where you, wearing those bell-bottoms and that paisley, were about to fill a tank of freedom into the blue VW Bug when Carole King belted out, "And it's too late, baby, now it's too late, though we really did try to make it." And you couldn't move, Couldn't quit sobbing to the steering wheel that would not console those blues or say what you had left to lose. Wouldn't question why in hell you were going down that road where for no good reason you seemed to be heading. Let's have more music. The next hymn is one of my very favorites, 159. This is my song, one of the two wonderful hymns we have to the great Finlandia tune. 159. So. Okay, here's a new one, 296. O ye who taste that love is sweet. O filii et filiae, alleluia, is the Latin. Pretty. Now for something completely different. 1021, Lean on Me. And so this is weird in our hymnal. So let's just do the one verse, the first verse, and then you keep going and keep going and keep going. Dan won't use this version. He makes his own version. All right, 1029, love knocks and waits for us to hear, which is one page, so 2 verses of that. To the gray hymnal, number 6, just as long as I have breath. Let's sing verses 1 and 3 of this one. 1 and 3, number 6. "'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free." Let's go through this once. Song number 309, Earth is Our Homeland. Let's do verses 1 and 3 of this one also. You'll see why. Amadeus. That's what Dee Dee played earlier in Mole Music. Yay, Brahms. Next is a favorite, 149, Lift Every Voice and Sing. So let's do, this is fairly long. Let's do one verse of this, the African American National Anthem. Let's do 354. We laugh, we cry, we live, we die. One verse of this. It's pretty long. So let's finish with a rouser in the teal hymnal, Bethany's favorite, not favorite, 1028, The Fire of Commitment. No, we will end with Bethany's favorite. I was joking. 1028, The Fire of Commitment, one verse and one chorus. You want to do two? Bethany wants to do two. Okay. Artists paint with canvas and brush, musicians paint with sound. With pain and passion, each note to fashion, to color life profound. Vibrations flood the conscious and elevate the soul. Music transcends all beginnings, all ends, and makes the spirit whole. As our service concludes, let's wave and say goodbye to the folks online. Bye.
Following the benediction, we will rise and sing number 1064, Blue Boat Home, number 1064 in the Teal Hymnal. I think this is Bethany's favorite hymn, yes? A benediction based on Isaiah 61, Into the World Singing, by Dawn Shea Cooley. Let us go out into the world singing. Let us go out into the world singing songs that proclaim liberty, songs that turn ashes into garlands, songs that bind up the afflicted and those who mourn, songs that, like oaks, have roots that go deep and stand strong. Let us go out into the world singing. We know these songs. They vibrate through time in our very souls. They are the songs that give us life. They are the songs that give us meaning. They are the songs that give us purpose. Now it is our turn to take these life-giving songs out into the world. Let us go now, singing these songs with voices deep and strong, and may the world join us in praise and in celebration and in love. Amen.